Welcome back, everybody. It's another episode of Touched by a Horse. I'm your co-host, Chris Angel. I'm here with your host today, Anna Tietz. Hello, Anna.
Hi, Chris.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm so good. I love this topic today. You work with women in business, yes?
Absolutely. I work with women in business, and I do something really unique here at Beyond the Horse. I bring horses into the coaching world and into the arena with these great women that I work with.
I love that. I love the topic of women in business because I feel like the world is ready for women to rise. I feel like corporations and business as a subculture is finding ways for women to come into their own, right? To come into their power and begin to add and contribute, which I love. What I want to know is when people come to you, when women come to you who are in business, what do you notice they come to you for?
What I notice is that women come oftentimes either struggling to start this great, big, grand idea that they have and that they've been thinking about and planning and maybe talking to their best girlfriends about, but don't know where to start. Or they've made the leap and they still have this little troll on their shoulder sitting there and telling them things like, oh, girl, you're not good enough. You're not fast enough. You're not quick enough. People aren't attracted to you. You're not doing enough, even though you're working yourself to the bone. There could be more. So oftentimes, like I said, it's the beginning of a business and they're just a little trepidatious or unsure of where to go, or they're in the business and there's some kind of barrier that's stopping them from being as successful as they really have potential to be.
Yeah, that's so good. I feel like a lot of, it may be, I don't want to say it's a disservice, but one of the things that happens in the business coaching world is people come to us and then we'll often give them stuff on top of, right, the things under the surface, right? It's like, well, here, just do more Facebook ads, or here, just do more of these things. You just have to hustle harder. And none of that actually helps in quieting the troll on the shoulder.
Right.
It might, in some ways, it might actually agitate it so that the voice is louder, you know?
Absolutely. So traditional business coaching is going to help you set a goal and make a plan and work that plan. And you're exactly right, Chris. That can absolutely feed that troll to where it's waking you up in the middle of the night and just being super, super loud about all the negative things.
Right.
So I'm a little different, right? I want to help people find their vision. And think about the future and where they're going and celebrate where they are now, right? And get in the moment and be super authentic. Because what I found about myself in business and truly women in business is what mostly attracts people to us is our authenticity. So finding that and living that through the help of a horse is absolutely magic.
Yeah, no kidding. I love that. And I think too that, you can tell me if this is sort of some of the work you do or not, but I think what we've learned so far, if you guys listening to this have listened to other episodes in this series, is that with Gestalt coaching or therapy using a horse, like what happens is we start to kind of make peace with that troll, or make peace with the chatter in our head or the unfinished business in our past. And from that place, we can actually now create a future that feels empowering versus a future that's in response to baggage from our past. Yes? No?
Absolutely. I am impressed, Chris, by how much you have learned about Gestalt, which is kind of a big, crazy, funny word, right?
Right. Yeah, right.
What it really means is just being whole and returning to wholeness. So if we've had things we've talked a lot about trolls today, but if we have little things that are causing us a little bit of pain, a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of fear of standing in the spotlight, we really want to look at that stuff and give it less power so that you can stand in your wholeness and your authenticity of who you are.
Well, here's a question. What does it feel like? What does wholeness feel like?
That's a really deep question.
I know. Sorry, I just sprung that on you. I mean, you could bypass, but I feel like, you've gone through the process yourself. Yes. I mean, you've been in that space where for you, your own voices, your own past, you've felt wholeness.
Right.
Do you remember what that feels like?
So I think kind of what you're asking is what is the process that I've gone through and what have I experienced from the horses for returning to wholeness?
Yeah.
So myself as a fifth generation farmer and a
Mm,
first generation female entrepreneur in my family,
mm,
I've experienced great joy in what I do, and I've also experienced some great struggle.
mm,
And through the help of a coach myself and the help of a horse,
mm,
I have learned to reshape my ideas and what it means for me to
mm.
be successful.
Yeah.
So in the past,
Mm,
the females in my life have worked hard on the farm or been teachers or or physically worked hard, or that's not going to sound like what I want it to say, but
yeah.
have physically toiled to
Mm,
create something. And so changing my mind and my generational understanding of
mm.
what women do in this world and how powerful we are in business and especially in soul ownership has been amazing to learn about myself.
Yeah. I feel like if I just think about even my own um, moments in life of feeling whole,
Mhm.
like my body feels more peaceful, like my mind is quieter. Um, yeah, just there's less stress or anxiety around stuff. I brought it up because I feel like it sounds really exciting to think, oh, I could step into what's next and create a future and find my vision and really pinpoint what all this is in my head. Um, but the distinction between having a vision and the hustle of it all and the anxiety of it all versus having vision and being whole,
Right.
the feeling in your body is different,
Yes.
and how you look for answers is different.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I love that. So for me also, returning to that wholeness or feeling whole
Hmm.
allows me to really stand in the moment and decide what it is that I really want to experience
Hmm.
in my vision.
Hmm.
So my visions are about,
Hmm.
my 5-year vision for myself is about what do I want to experience and who do I want to experience it with? And standing with that understanding without having something behind me going, blip, 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 you should, you shouldn't, you should, you can't.
Oh yeah.
And instead saying, I can, I will, this
Hmm.
is what I want,
Hmm.
has been so freeing. And I
Yeah.
love the opportunity to share that with other women in business.
I feel like it's a very this process through these interviews. Like I get that this work is very experiential.
Yes.
It's one thing to talk about it, and I think people listening to go, "Wow, I love the sound of that. I want it to be true." And the reality is, you just have to go experience it to really get to the other side. It's not something you can just read in a book and have the experience of it. You can read a book and get the idea to go experience it, right? Yeah.
Correct. So and what's amazing to me, so I have been a lifelong horsewoman. I've had horses in my life introduced to me. They've just always been around, right? Come
Yeah.
from a
Yeah.
family of horsemen. And to stand in the arena and watch a horse work through the gestalt process
Mm,
and really peel back my understanding of what I thought I knew about horses
mm,
and watching them really shine in what they're really here to do has been amazing. I
yeah.
love watching them work and love
That's amazing.
saying, wow, that was amazing.
I have heard of this type of work where people would use horses, not use them. I think that's the wrong word, right? Would partner with horses, right? To heal people, to bring understanding. And I always remember thinking that's just so out there, right? Because I think of horse and I think of riding horses or whatever. Um, but the more I'm hearing these conversations, the more I'm just so intrigued or interested, curious.
Yeah.
Do you find that when
Yeah.
people come to you that they like, do they know about have they used horses before? Like, how do people, when they come to you, what's their experience with horses?
It's a really great question. So I have a little bit of both. I have people that come to me and they've heard of horses, and I call them the lucky ones. They're
Hmm.
the ones that have stood in the presence of a horse and have understand
Mm-hmm.
that just being with them causes a physical change in our body, right?
Mm,
So
yeah.
for me personally, I could be having a really crappy day and just go be in the barn with my horses,
Mm,
caring for them or brushing or just being in their presence. And all of a sudden, I can breathe deeper. I
mm,
can think clearer. I can feel again, getting out of the stress and out of my head and back into my body.
mm,
So I have people who come knowing that horses are totally capable of that. And then I have people that come that say, I had a horse, or I was around a horse when I was a kid, but I haven't been around horses in 25 years.
Mm.
And that's wonderful because for them, they also get to experience it in a brand new way and see horses in a brand new way.
Yeah.
So for whatever reasons people are drawn to horses,
Mm-hmm.
I always say it's the right reason that they show up here at the barn.
So good. Do you work with people just locally, or do you also do work with people somatically through Zoom or phone calls or?
Yeah, I have a lot of different options. So I work on the phone with some phone coaching. I do a lot of business phone coaching every week. Yeah. I see individuals, couples, and families here at the ranch in Minnesota. And I also do workshops all over the state, as well as a week-long retreat somewhere. This year it's in Montana. So somewhere where people can travel to and really immerse themselves in the Gestalt and in the retreat atmosphere and in all of that business. So lots of options.
That's so awesome. I just love this. So so now that you've worked with women in business, and I would imagine that's all capacities, from corporate to entrepreneurs to startups to home-based businesses, whatever, like women who are ready to step into their vision.
Yes.
What are some of the things you notice on this other side of them going through the process?
I've noticed a confidence, a cool, calm confidence of just knowing and ready to take the next step. I have noticed a recharge or a re-falling in love with what they set out to do, which is amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so good, because so many, I think being in business for a long time, like it can grind you down, like it can wear you down. Absolutely. And sometimes we're like, why did I think this was a good idea? Why did I get into this?
Right. So returning to your why, returning to what it is that absolutely lit your soul on fire, and you decided to step out into this venture and put yourself out there and spread to your audience or to the world what it is that you do. Yeah. Sometimes we get away from that and forget what it is. Whatever it is that gets in the way, the horses and I can help get it out of the way and get back to you.
Who doesn't want that?
Right.
I mean, right? Like, who doesn't want that? Like, I think that's what we keep grasping for in all these things around us, from the books we read, the podcasts we listen to, right? Like, case in point, we keep looking for answers. And I feel like the answers are not found outside of us. They're found inside of us.
Absolutely. And you will not forget an answer that is shown to you with the help of a 1,200-pound, four-legged, beautiful animal. You won't forget that experience. And that's why I love the work that you guys do, and that what you do, right, with women in business, because the answers, it's one thing to say the answers are inside of you, but to have it's fairly quick access to those answers. Absolutely. Is worth its weight in gold. Like it's priceless, because we can spend decades trying to access, our inner answers. But when you have the help of a guide and a horse, right? A coach and a horse to help you get there faster. Yeah. You've just saved yourself years of pain and seeking. Absolutely. So good, Anna. So let's ask people, let's tell people where they can connect with you, because I think obviously the answer is, who doesn't want this? So where do people go if they want to connect with you? You can check me out at www.beyondthehorse.com. So easy, beyondthehorse.com. That's the name of your business, right? Beyond the Horse. Yep. Love it. Beyondthehorse.com. Great. And you, when people reach out to you, do you do like some type of like call, like a quick call, or how do they just go to your site and what's the process? Go to my site. You can drop me an email if that's your best way of conversating. You can give me a phone call. I'll answer, and we can set up a 20-minute session or something just to explore what you're looking for. Yeah. I'm always interested in hearing what people are looking for and what their needs are. And definitely offering if the horses and I can help with that. I love it. Well, if those of you listening to this, if you were like, this is exactly what I've been looking for, right? I've been looking for a path to my inner answers where I can feel whole, confident, step into my vision and what's next for me. Then you can connect with Anna at beyondthehorse.com. And a great conversation today. Love this work so much. I'm just learning so much as I go through this series with all of you. Thanks for allowing me to come along, and thank you for sharing your wisdom. Thank you so much, Chris. See ya. Bye.